Warren Sapp nearly broke down as Deion Sanders' cancer silence pushed him to the edge. The silence was deafening. For weeks, questions swirled around Deion Sanders' absence. Where was Coach Prime? Why hadn't anyone heard from him? Why were the messages turning green? At the heart of it all was a man fighting the toughest battle of his life, not on a football field, but in his body. What began as quiet speculation soon evolved into overwhelming concern, particularly for those closest to him. And no one felt that panic more than Hall of Famer Warren Sapp. When Sapp couldn't reach Sanders, his longtime friend and brother-in-arms, he did what any fiercely loyal friend would do. He got on a plane, flew to Texas, and marched straight to Sanders' ranch, desperate for answers. "I was getting green messages when it's usually blue," Sapp recalled during a revealing sit-down on Buff's TV. "I just got on the plane and went. I called him and said, 'Whoever is opening the gate, tell them I'm coming or I'm going through the gate.' I had to go see him. That's our man. I love him, like Mum's cooked food. I just had to make sure he was good." What Sapp found was a man worn down but fighting, a man who had chosen silence, not out of fear, but out of love. Deion's silent struggle, a private war with cancer. Deion Sanders has always been known for his charisma, his presence, and his energy, all of which had seemed to vanish. That's because behind closed doors, the Colorado Buffaloes head coach had been diagnosed with bladder cancer during the spring of 2025. It was a revelation that stunned the college football world when he finally shared it weeks later. Sanders, famous for his transparency on social media and in the locker room, made the uncharacteristic decision to keep the diagnosis secret, not just from the media or his fans, but from his own children. The reason: he didn't want to derail their dreams. Shedder had the NFL on his mind. Shiloh was working hard to prove himself. "I didn't want this to be a distraction," Sanders said on well-off media. "When I first found out I had cancer, I didn't worry. Me and worry don't get along. I just asked the Lord, 'What do you need me to do?' But the reality was brutal." Sanders had already lost a toes back in 2021 while at Jackson State. Doctors had long warned him about blood clots and circulatory issues, and now the threat had escalated. He underwent bladder removal surgery, the only path to survival. Worked. He was cancer-free, but the fight had drained him. "You can tell by my voice that I don't have my full energy yet," Sanders admitted. "I don't have my let's go yet." Holding it down in Boulder, Warren Sapp steps up while Sanders recuperated far from the team in Texas. His presence was deeply missed in Boulder. But in his absence, something powerful was unfolding. Warren Sapp, now a full-time coach with the Buffs, stepped up not just as a leader, but as a standard dash-bearer, known for his intensity on the field and his raw honesty off it. Sapp brought structure and fire to the Buffaloes' fall camp. Players were expected to toe the line, literally. Stretching lines had to be perfect. Drills had to be sharp. Sloppiness was out of the question. "It's the little things that make us great," Sapp said. "It's the tedious repetition of the little things, over and over and over again. That's what we do. Coach Prime has so much on his plate right now. I figured I'd handle the little things." This wasn't just delegation. It was family. And it wasn't just Sapp. Marshall Faulk, another Hall of Famer and one of the greatest running backs to ever play the game, joined the Colorado coaching staff as RBS coach. Like Sapp, Faulk brought a nonsense approach to the field, focusing on fundamentals, particularly footwork. "He wants every back to master the basics before adding flair," said a team insider. It's about building from the ground up, and Falk takes that literally. Together, Sapp and Falk are enforcing an NFL-level standard across the Buffs program. Their presence ensures that Sanders' vision of a disciplined, professional, championship-caliber environment never wavers. NFL pedigree. Real results. Colorado's coaching staff now reads like a Pro Bowl roster. Between them, they hold 160 combined years of NFL experience, 27 Pro Bowl selections, 5 Super Bowl rings, 3 Hall of Fame inductees, 1 NFL MVP. It's not just for show. The coaching staff includes Warren Sapp, DL coach, Hall of Famer Marshall Falk, a BS coach, Hall of Famer Pat Shurmur, offensive coordinator Robert Livingston, defensive coordinator Jason Phillips, W coach Kevin Mathis, CBS coach DeMarta Pico, DL coach George Hegeman, OL coach Andre Gr assistant OL coach. Every single one of them brings real NFL knowledge and a hunger to build something meaningful. They're not just teaching, they're shaping young lives. And it's more than drills and playbooks. Both Sapp and Falk recently attended the Pro Football Hall of Fame induction ceremony in Canton, Ohio. But they weren't just there for nostalgia. They were gathering wisdom. "I just soak it up from the legends and bring it back to the babies," said Sapp. "They hear me all the time." But when I showed them a video of John Randall speaking directly to them, I could see their eyes light up. That's what this is all about, passing it down. Still, Coach Prime's team despite his absence. Make no mistake, this is still Deion. Sanders' team, his fingerprints are everywhere, in the energy, in the swagger, in the standards. His message resonates through the words of Sapp, the precision of Falk, and the dedication of every coach on staff. As the new season approaches, there is cautious optimism that Sanders will return to Boulder in time to lead the Buffs onto the field. But even if he's not there for the first whistle, his presence is deeply felt. "Coach Prime is fighting something bigger than football," one player said. "But he's still coaching us through Sapp, through Falk, through all of them." Now, Warren Sapp is the torchbearer holding the line, demanding perfection and protecting the kingdom in Coach Prime's name. And when Deion does return, he'll be walking back into a culture that didn't crumble without him. It stood tall, strong, and ready, because while cancer may have taken his bladder, it never touched his spirit. Coach Prime's silence scared his friends. His strength inspired them, and now his legacy grows, not just as a Hall of Fame player, but as a warrior who faced the unthinkable and chose to fight in silence, so others could dream in peace.